If you need to travel around London with a small child, but you don't want to squash into the tube, wait around for buses or pay a small fortune for taxis, then try this. I have taken my trusty child carrier and done 22 kilometers around London on the Santander e-bikes with my 2-year-old son, and in this episode you will find out if this is an option you should consider. I have tried hire cycles before when I traveled on my own and found them to offer amazing freedom and convenience, but will this work with a small child? Some of you might wonder why I did not simply take my own bicycle, but I live 1.5 hours train journey away from London and trains frown on transporting big bicycles. I also felt hire cycles would offer extra convenience should we wish to simply take a stroll through the part of the city and not be required to return back to where we locked our bicycle. It also eliminates the possibility of the bicycle being stolen and leaves us worry-free when it comes to punctures or other breakdowns, as we could simply return the bicycle to the nearest parking spot and replace it with a new one. But before we traveled, I wanted to check if Santander would mind, so I reached out to them and did not receive a reply. A London road trip seemed like the perfect father-son activity for my son's second birthday, so I applied the "if something is not clearly disallowed, then it is allowed" rule and booked my train ticket. The first question to consider is, will it fit? I have a Hamax child carrier system that looks like this, so do consider your design might be different, but I am happy to report this one fit like a glove. Well, almost. All you need in order to attach this kind of child carrier is a bicycle with a near vertical frame segment that is unobstructed by other elements and not too thick. When I arrived, I promptly made my way to the nearest Santander parking spot, took out my spanner and started attaching the seat. I must admit I immediately noticed how out of place I look fiddling with the bikes. It definitely turned some heads as people were wondering what I was doing. Equally, once we were riding, I heard a few surprised remarks of people who never considered that combination to be an option. But throughout the journey, even though we turned some heads, I never heard a single negative comment. If anything, most people found my son and his teddy bear styled helmet to be ultra cute, so make sure your child wears an awesome helmet like ours. In terms of the child carrier, you might run into several issues if you attempt this. First of all, keep in mind that we are talking about child carriers specifically designed for carrying children on bicycles. I did consider taking a hiking style backpack child carrier, but quickly found out that this is in fact illegal, as the hiking child carrier has not been designed for the cycling activity and would not protect your child the way it should. In terms of tools, all I needed was a single spanner with a hex bit. Hamax attaches first to the bicycle frame or pole and fastens with 4 long and secure bolts. Then the seat is slotted into the hub. If you are tall like me, then you have the option to attach the child carrier to the seat pole itself, which keeps the child higher off the ground. However, if you are short, you might find it difficult to slot the metal rods into the hub if the seat is too low. In that case, simply raise the seat to the maximum, attach the child carrier, and then adjust the seat height down. I found one bicycle where the frame was too thick for the child carrier hub, but I managed to attach it with ease to another, so try a few bicycles if you run into trouble there. Then also consider that the Santander bikes have relatively small wheels, and so your child might be sitting somewhat closer to the ground. Also, I wondered whether the child carrier requires a luggage rack to rest on, but having looked through the manual, I found that it does not require it. We traveled 22 kilometers and spent over £10 for 4 individual hires. Considering the time limits and costs, I would recommend for you to save your money by doing all your safety checks and attaching the child carrier before you unlock the bicycle. Check the tires and brakes, that is a must, although I have not seen any bicycle with any issues in those areas. It is also worth checking the seat cushion. I found 2 bicycles had broken seat cushion springs which made them somewhat uncomfortable to sit on. Check whether the seat can be fastened properly, as one e-bike kept lowering down slightly during the ride. Overall, I would definitely do it again. My 2-year-old son would not benefit much from seeing a museum at that age, but he thoroughly enjoyed the sights from Buckingham Palace to the Shard. He was most excited, however, seeing big buses and delivery trucks. He hummed while he sat in his seat, ate a few crispy donuts and thoroughly enjoyed himself. Meanwhile, I enjoyed riding a bicycle through a very busy city and constantly overtaking the same expensive car as it kept stopping at the next traffic lights. Google Maps showed our planned trip would take the same amount of time on a bicycle as it would by a car, which makes the bicycle a winner all around. Last, what you need to consider is the safety of your child, although that probably should be the first. Apart from watching the busy traffic, also keep an eye out should your little one fall asleep. Mine did, and he started to lean and flail. I therefore detached the seat at that point and let him have his nap time. We then continued when he woke up. Keep an eye on them and make regular breaks to check how they are. But most of all, enjoy yourself, and I hope you enjoyed this content. If you would like to hear more of my insights, then click here and have an awesome day.